always a lighting issue, it seems to be. Like trying to figure out one of the reasons why I never go live stream is because of the often it never fails there's some kind of issue with lighting or something. And I guess, again, I did contact this guy that I'm watching on YouTube, kind of taking film classes from him about cameras. And he was a big help. He's a great guy. But at the same time, not every YouTube creator is as thorough as I am when it comes to responding. He did. I mean, it was a couple paragraphs, but he really didn't throw me out anything specific as to what I'm needing about cameras, Carolyn. And it was really annoying, but he did respond, and that's always good. I appreciate him responding. Junior Foreman says, hey, back at you. You know what, guys? Here's the truth. It's been a great day, a phenomenal day. Church this morning was off the chain. We had 3 people give their heart to Christ. That was awesome. And that makes the day perfect. We had a business meeting tonight at church. That went well. But I got to be honest. I'm tired, Carolyn. I don't air out my feelings. I don't talk about my feelings. I'm never open and honest about, but I'm tired. I'm just telling you, I'm tired. But that's okay because you guys make it worth my while to come back here. It always tickles me. You see people come in the room, like the number goes up to like 5 or 6, and you're like, where'd you go? What did I say? Surely I didn't say anything to run you off that quick. Tonight, the topic is interesting. It's a Christmassy, I got to pat my hat down there. It's a Christmassy kind of topic. Tonight we're talking about what I want for Christmas. What do I want for Christmas? And for me, that question is interesting because of an epiphany I had earlier today. The epiphany I had was that on most Christmases, I don't know. Let's say you did it. Because, we're parents and grandparents. We don't think in terms of what people are getting us anymore. We don't even think that way. But, when you're kids or whatever, and my parents always got great gifts for me. I was spoiled rotten. My parents were great. You'll never hear me complain about my parents because they were awesome. But it wasn't a situation where I asked for something and got it. There were times where mom and dad just, you had a Christmas list, but they were like, and they did whatever they wanted to. And honestly, they were great gift givers. So my Christmases were amazing, but I never thought in terms of what do you want for Christmas? And sadly, the same can be said about cars that I drive. The reason why I'm not a Ford man or a Chevy man or whatever, it's simply for the fact that I never thought in terms of which one do you like the best. I think that's a deficiency. I think maybe you should know what you want for Christmas. I don't know. I'm mulling this over. Because if you were to ask me what I would want for Christmas, you can get into transmissions for trucks and you can get into all that stuff. But then you get into needs and not wants. And our Christmas gifts about, it gets into all of that kind of stuff. But I want to welcome you guys. Junior Foreman's here. Billy at Strong's Adventures is here. It's always a pleasure, Billy. Always a pleasure, Junior Foreman. I'm glad you guys are here because like I was saying, Billy, I've been tired, my man. It's been a great day, but it's been a long day. A long day. Church was great. Lots of church today, but I'm tired. Billy says, is world peace off the table? See, that was the kind of thing that came to my mind. It's like, okay, I want a great Christmas gift. What do you want for Christmas, Bill? Write it down. The first, I think of other people, and I know you guys do too. You think of your kids. You think of your grandkids. World peace. You ask a beauty pageant contest. Remember back when they actually had regular beauty pageants on? I don't even know if they do that anymore. I guess it was a little bit exploiting women and whatnot, but I mean, that's what they were doing then. All right. But the beauty pageant people, they would always say, we want world peace. That was like their thing, world peace. And I could really go on a rant about the idea of wanting world peace, but I won't. Because you talk about stirring it up early. And I'm tired, Carolyn. Have I mentioned that yet? And being that I'm tired, I might go off on a tangent that, I don't know, can make people mad and leave the chat room. When I really want you to chat, I want you to tell me, people, what do you want for Christmas? Outside of the things that you have to have, because that's the question, isn't it? Like, what do you want? Not what you need. I want a transmission to be under $5,000. It's not happening. It's going to cost $4,600, $4,700. I mean, I've got people out there sniffing around, and they're like, look, it's going to cost you a lot of money. That's how it is. I'm not poor mouthing y'all. God's good to me. I'm just saying that's a want. So I think I don't know what I would want for Christmas. And My kids have started getting me stuff for Christmas. They're old enough now to surprise me. I think one year, Carolyn, was it my birthday or Christmas? They got me suits, amazing looking suits, for church and stuff like that. I'm a preacher, so they got me suits, and they're beautiful. I still wear them, and they did a great job. They know where I shop. I shop at what's the place? Men's Warehouse, but it's called something else too. It's Men's Warehouse / I forget, but tailor fit suits. They're amazing, and so that's great. But I didn't even ask for that. I was buying one suit. They kept my measurements and went down and bought the suits. Strong said, I would actually like a hole cut in the ceiling. Oh my God. Okay, I got ambushed on that one. That was great. That was great. I would actually like a hole cut in the ceiling and an angel put on that tree. Ain't no angel going on that tree. Oh, McDonald said, I want to go on a golf trip to Myrtle Beach. That's a good, hey, there it is. People trash the place, but they do have the best golf courses. I spent a couple of years in South Carolina when I was a kid, 5 and 6. Dad was a minister in the state of South Carolina. We traveled all over the state, but mainly around Batesburg. And I think Batesburg's like an hour and a half from Myrtle Beach, probably closer now because of they built some roads down there. It's a great place. I mean, it really is for vacation. I've always called it, or in the past 20 years, I call Myrtle Beach Gatlinburg on the beach, because if you've gone to Gatlinburg, just put an ocean there and it kind of feels the same. And that's actually a compliment. That's not a put down. I say it sarcastically, or you could call Gatlinburg Myrtle Beach in the mountains, if you will. It's just that's a great, man. They got great golf courses. My dad got into golfing in South Carolina. Junior Foreman said, I want to spend more time with my grandson to influence him for Christ. Praise God. Listen, that's awesome. But again, that is for you, but it's also for him. And so it's like when I think of Christmas and what do you want for Christmas, it is hard as an adult to think of yourself like, what would you want somebody to buy you? And I'm like, I can't think of anything. It's very difficult. DJI. Hello, Bill and Carolyn. Walter Langston says, hello, everyone. Brengie says, hi, everybody. I want nothing that can be purchased. I only want my health to get better and not worse. Well, I don't blame you. And that is the gift that keeps on giving. As is Junior Foreman, wanting to spend more time with his son and influence him for Christ, or grandson, and influence him for Christ. That's the thing about Christianity, is that we do better instead of preaching to people, is loving people and being that influence, being with them, and them seeing you and how Christ has transformed your life. That influences people. That your joy, your happiness, your peace. People want what you have, and you're like, hey, well, this is how it happened with me. I accepted Christ. It transformed my life. And you lead them to Christ. That's how it works, man. It's awesome. Good comment, by the way, all of you guys. It's great. Billy says, which actually it's Flaw B. Scott on his handle, but his name's Billy. Billy says, word up, Pappy and Mammy in the house. Pappy and Mammy in the house. Pappy and Mammy was at the business meeting tonight. The business. Walter Langston said, never been there. Myrtle Beach, I'm assuming you're talking about. It's great. I'm telling you, it's awesome. And we are the same distance. This is weird. This is like one of those space-time anomalies. We are as close to Myrtle Beach here as we were in Chattanooga. I need some kind of soundtrack to play X-Files because that doesn't make sense, but it's true. Junior Foreman said exactly. Strong's Adventure says, DJI, can you drop a link to your channel? Since you're DJI, all I can find is stuff for drones. Speaking of DJI, Carolyn, if you drop that link in the comments at this time. Just a second. And I know some of you were in here last night. Just bear with us for a moment. Some of you guys have already made commitments, and I appreciate that. But we're talking about giving and the giving season and what we want for Christmas. There is something, I believe that giving is the starting point of receiving, because the Bible says it's better to give than receive. One of our friends here on this channel that we know that has worked so hard for so many YouTube people, he's worked hard for us, and he volunteers. I mean, he doesn't get paid for this, but he works hard in his life too. He's a father, but he's hit some hard times for reasons that are just too long to get into. But we know him, and his name's DJI, and he's in here right now. And Carolyn's about to post his link here in just a moment, but he has to get his car repaired. Now, listen, guys, if you can help, it would be great. This isn't for me. This is not for him. We've already scouted out, we validated this. DJI is in need of about $1,800. So many of you have already given. I want to say thank you to all of those who have given. People have given it. The giving is range, but we're still a ways to go. And I know people start running out of the chat room when you start talking about giving to somebody, but that's the thing, man. If we're a community, and we are, because I'm looking at these names, and you guys are a part of our community. So if I can't come to you for one of the members of our community, then man, what's the community for? And so DJI, there's Carolyn's. It's a GoFundMe page. Like I said, we've been accountable about this. I had some help with my financial advisor who helps me with things like this to kind of validate the situation. Guys, he was asking if we'd help just send it to Firestone, because that's who he owes the money to. His car is fixed, but he doesn't have the money to get it out, which means he can't get to work. Are you following me? It's one of those situations. And if you've ever, TJ's a younger guy, and if you've ever had a misspent youth like I did, and I've shared some of that with DJ, where, man, if not for the love of Christ, you guys have no idea how messed up I was in my early 20s. I mean, I was a radical mess, and Christ transformed my life from the inside out. And so if it weren't for the mercy of other people kind of helping me along through that, because I looked like I had it together, but I didn't. And so if you will, man, if you can pay all $1,800, but I don't think it's quite $1,800 now, because we had some wonderful people who contributed. But man, there's some people in here right now who could pay the whole thing off and just say Merry Christmas. And if you can do that, great. But if you can't, give what you can. We have some small gifts that have been coming in there, but we also have some very large gifts. Again, this is not coming to me. This is not going to DJ. It is going to pay his car. And so to get it out of Firestone, and so that he can drive around and get to his job. I mean, so help out if you can. And I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that. And now we'll go on with our discussion of obviously that's what DJ wants for Christmas. I mean, that's where he's at. Brent said, Myrtle Beach isn't any worse than a lot of other beach city. It has grown by leaps and bounds and suffering from expansion, but it is a good city at heart, and hope you can get there. Myrtle Beach. If I had my choice between Virginia Beach and Myrtle Beach, and I love Virginia. I am all about Virginia. But Myrtle Beach is the bomb, dude. Don't you agree, Carolyn? I'm not saying that's our beach. Our beach is Jekyll Island and Cocoa Beach. Jekyll Island in Georgia, Cocoa Beach in Florida. And Cocoa Beach is more for me. I think Carolyn has been won over to Jekyll. I mean, that is her. We have kids' pictures there. I mean, we took our kids there when we just got married. They were knee-high to a grasshopper.
We actually, didn't we go before we got married?
You and I took a trip over there. Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yeah. Okay. And then we taken our kids there, and we've been there, several times since. Jekyll Island, Cocoa Beach. However, we've also been to Myrtle Beach, and we had a great time. Myrtle Beach is awesome. We just have our other preferences. And honestly, there's no real reason we have those preferences. But I love Cocoa for wild reasons. And I've had bad experiences at Cocoa and still love it. It's kind of crazy. Oh, McDonald said, ironic, but the first notifications on this page is Bigfoot tortured a deer, so I killed it. What did he kill? The deer or Bigfoot? I have no idea. That doesn't surprise me. First notification on this page is Bigfoot tortured a deer. I have no idea. It's crazy, because this is the one night we're not actually talking about Bigfoot or aliens. I mean, we can. I mean, you know how our conversations go. They digress into just silliness. And we start talking about little green men, little purple men. And it doesn't have to be, why do we always say little green men? That's sexist. It can be little green women too. Women can be green. You can have women aliens and women Bigfoot. Why do Bigfoot always got to be a man for? Think about that. Let it roll around your head. Oh, McDonald. Oh, that was the comment from a while ago. So yeah, as I've gotten older, I don't know how to focus or concentrate on, and I think it's important to know what you want. I'm serious. Like, this has hit me hard in the past couple of days. What do you want? Like, if you could say, this is what I want for Christmas, what would you say? There's things I need, but what do you want? Because when you think of Christmas, like from a kid's perspective, you know what I'm saying? It's all about, I've asked for this, and wow, I got it. If you're doing the Santa Claus thing, look at Santa, So as an adult, you just don't think in those terms, I don't guess. I'm trying to think of something that one of the kids could get me, or Carolyn would get me, that would make me that would shock me. It's insane. I have no idea. And so the more I think about it, I've thought out of the box. Like, what are those things? What are those games called that Nathan has? What is that called? An Xbox. It shows you how old I am. Nathan, my son, could get me an Xbox, and that'd be cool. But I don't have time to play an Xbox. Like, just to learn the controls, I don't have time for that. If I'm sitting, I'm typing, I'm getting something done. So it's really hard to think of me as, There's some deer hunting stuff I would love to get back into deer hunting, but I'm picky about that. So then you get into gift cards, right? You get into, I'm going to get dad a gift card. And it becomes a gift card kind of Christmas. But I still like to be surprised with a great gift. But I'm so picky. I make it difficult on myself. And so I'm needing y'all to chat it up here and tell me how you feel about this. Do you find it hard to tell people, hey, this is what I want for Christmas? And maybe you're in a situation where you have to pay bills at Christmas. And I understand. In other words, a Christmas gift is, hey, we get to be together, and that's great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either. Billy says, I want another new Bible. I think Mammy's getting one for me. The NASB that you have is all you need, Billy. I know you're in rebellion right now, but that's all right. I love you. Oh, Greek Hebrew keyword. I thought that's what you got. I thought that's what you got was the Greek Hebrew keyword. DJ says a trip to Gatlinburg would be the best to give. Oh, here's the thing. I would love a trip to the Smokies, not so much Gatlinburg. Maybe Park Vista. Yeah. Now that Hilton has taken it over, they messed up the pool there, but that's not really Hilton's fault. That's just insurance. But, it's nice. Then the view is a 360 view. Ever since the forest fires, DJ, Gatlinburg, no, and I hate this, but it's kind of ruined Gatlinburg for me just a little bit.
For me, it's the moonshine.
And the moonshine places, listen, I am not a judgmental, hateful person when it comes to someone who drinks or doesn't. Obviously, I don't drink. I don't believe in drinking. But I also understand that people have different beliefs and they're Christians, and I'm not saying anything ugly. But the moonshine place is ridiculous for me. And for several reasons. It creates a drunk atmosphere there in downtown Gatlinburg, so it's less family. And that's just my opinion. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. And if you guys want to jump in here and argue with me, I'll pretend to argue. But like I said earlier, I'm tired. So I don't have the strength to really argue. The point is you can smell it. That is the worst part.
Yes.
When you're around those things, you can smell it. And the rides and the little attractions that they have around there and the gift shops have just become, well, normal. There's nothing there that is nuanced or different. It's just all mainstream normal. There's nothing there really original. It's basically a showcase for cheap stuff from China. Come on, let's be honest. But DJ, however, if you stay at a good place, a good hotel, and you're near the Pancake House or one of those good pancake places, you're looking at a great breakfast. Oh gosh, I'm hungry.
It's
obviously,
the pancake log.
The pancake log place.
It's on the side. It's not on the main.
It's not on Main Street. It's on the side.
Yeah.
And there's the Space Needle or whatever it's called. It's right there. And it's a great place. And then you go to Kate's Cove and you run around the mountains. And that is awesome in Gatlinburg. But you can have the traffic. I don't know. We used to go to Gatlinburg once every month.
Well, we did have one good experience. We went there without the kids one time. You and I think you only
stayed
one night.
I remember.
We woke up the next morning. It was snowing and it was beautiful.
We went up there for a getaway. We also watched the Super Bowl up there one time.
Yes, that was great.
And the next morning you wake up and it was pouring the snow and it was sticking and it was awesome. And, when you live in Chattanooga, you don't see snow, which is weird because you see a lot of snow here in Virginia. By the way, we're still praying for the folks out in Kentucky. I don't know the recent number of tragic deaths, but we're still praying for them. Keep them in your prayers. Mayfield was leveled. You guys watch the news. You know what's going on. So just keep praying. Keep praying for them. And Strong's Adventure, I've got to show this. It's just too funny not to. Strong's Adventures, he says, what's the difference between a Baptist Methodist? The Methodists say hello at the liquor store. I think Billy McDaniel told me a joke, kind of like that. I got to back up here. I'm way behind. Walter Langston said there, by the way, it's good to see you, Walter. He said, there is that movie with a green woman, a raccoon, and tree. Funny movie. Billy said, I want another new Bible. I think Mammy's getting me one. And he said, also want a world peas. I like world peas too. Mashed potatoes and sounds kind of good. We've got Crystal, our youngest daughter, is living here right now, and we've sent her on a food run. We haven't eaten all day, so we have a food run coming.
We may have to cut this live thing short for some food.
No. Walter Langston said, most of the time I don't know what to ask, and it drives my mom crazy. DJ said, I love Gatlinburg, just the feel of the busy town. You know what? It is cozy, especially if you're from Memphis or somewhere else and you come to the mountains. That in itself is wonderful. So I have to say that because everything I just said was so biased. It was, Carol. I mean, if you think about it, because we lived in East Tennessee and we had access to lots of mountains all the time. And so it isn't fair to look at somebody who doesn't live in the mountains and say Gatlinburg stinks. Right. It's like, no, but Gatlinburg's awesome, you know. So you're right, DJ.
Because we were there a lot.
We used to go, we were in Cades Cove, I want to say there for a while, once a week. And sometimes when Carol and I were dating, we went to Cades Cove every day. You get off work, we go straight to Cades Cove. Every day. We lived about 2 hours away from the Cove. You get a couple of bottles of pop or Coke and some peanuts, and we wouldn't eat just to get up there and back. We put some miles on that Blazer. I know that. Billy's, what's that? It's fun though. Billy said, I did, but I also want a KJV in the same. Billy, you're backslid. Billy at Strong's Adventure says, Rhonda will not tell me the kids what she wants ever. We just get her what she wants, and she usually gets it at a cheaper price. Half the fun of getting a gift is giving somebody a gift is figuring out what they want. I love my favorite thing to buy for Carol's clothes. She loves shopping. Yes. So I hate to take the easy way out, but I'm not going to shop for her.
No, I love it.
No. So I give her the money. Just go.
Send me any day.
It's like one of those things where it's our money, but when you sit down for the bills and you step up and you say, no, this money is going to you. Go shopping. That's just a good thing. That's what we do. It's a good thing. Old McDonald said, traffic is what kills me. Billy said, also works on Philo. That's not bad either. That's a good discussion there too. DJ said, I always stay at the Edgewater Hotel. Ooh, that's some classic. If you're staying at the Edgewater, that is some nostalgic. That's some nostalgic Gatlinburg. It really is. Strong. We talked about Billy's Methodist Baptist joke earlier. DJ, I said, what I see in Memphis is trash on the street, crime in the news, nothing positive here. Memphis, and DJ, you know this, so I'm not hurting his feelings, so don't think I'm getting weird. Most of Tennessee doesn't claim Tennessee that's west of Nashville. That's a fact. It's a fact. We love the people out there. Every now and then you want to go to Beale Street. Beale Street is in Memphis, and you can get some fried pickles and hear the best blues you've ever had, get some great barbecue. But before it gets dark, you're going back home. I go through Mississippi. It's faster to get to East Tennessee if you go through Mississippi and Alabama. But around in Corinth, I think, is where I'm talking about. We stayed at a hotel in Corinth, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And good people down there. Great people in Memphis. But most people in Tennessee, where the population is, we look at Memphis and go, yeah, that's not really Tennessee. That's really East Arkansas. It's just one of those things. And I'm not being ugly. I'm just saying I'm just saying, I talk to people in Memphis. There is a nice part of Memphis. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's where all the rich people live. And it's nice, but it's still Memphis. It's like, it's flat. You got the Mississippi River. It's just, I don't get it. I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. Strong's Adventure says, love some Cades Cove. Billy, Cades Cove, not my professor at Wesleyan, where I finished school at, Dr. Dunn. He wrote the book literally on Cades Cove. It's like one of UK's #1 sellers. They sell it there at the bookstore still. He was the historian for the park, man. He knows every crook and cranny of the place. He's dead now. He was my advisor at Wesleyan. I love Cades Cove. I can't tell you how many times I've been and walked. And one of the things I tell people who go to Cades Cove, maybe been a few times, is that is not what Cades Cove looked like, sounded like, or smelled like 50 years ago. They had to remove many houses from there. They had to remove all kinds of stuff. Because there was a community there. It would be like driving outside of town, except up in the middle of the mountains in this cove. And so that's been somewhat controversial because the park wants to turn it back to its original, the way it looked before it was settled. But it's been controversial. They had power out there in the early 20th century. In other words, they had, the diesel generators. They had a country store out there. A bunch of stuff was torn down. So it's really funny to walk through the woods around there and see where all this stuff was, because you can see where it was at. Interesting stuff. If you can go to Amazon.com and order the book from Dr. Dunn. Just put Cades Cove, Dr. Dunn. It'll come right up. And everything you want to know about Cades Cove, it's a historical book, and it's not fake news. It's the real deal. Strong's Adventure said, love some Cades Cove. Billy, FKAWB Scott said, I mostly want a 27-year-old body to complement my 47-year-old mind. Brother, me and you both, and probably 20 people in here tonight. It would be marvelous to have. I mean, look at the darkness under my eyes. I'm tired, Carolyn. Have I mentioned that? I'm tired. I'm tired. It's been a great day. 3 people saved at the church. A great business meeting tonight, talking about the future. My voice is gone. It's been a great day, but I'm tired. Moving through here, I mostly want. Okay, DJ, I said they found a human skull at the top of the Bass Pro Shop pyramid when they renovated it. You got to be kidding me. That's some superhero stuff, like off of a Marvel movie where they uncover the skull and the pyramid there in Memphis, and that sets up the plot. How did this skull get there? Or maybe Indiana Jones in that terrible Crystal Skull movie. Oh, it was terrible. And I've heard, because Kathleen Kennedy is running the store now at Lucasfilm. And Kathleen Kennedy is a moron. And I don't want to get into this too deep because it's not what our channel's all about. But she's a moron. She's ruined Star Wars. And I'm not a man-child. I'm not all whining about how they stole my childhood or something. I'm just saying that she's ruined Star Wars and she's ruined Indiana Jones. They're going to have a woman Indiana Jones. A woman Indiana Jones. And you know what they're going to call her? Minnesota.
Are you being serious?
No. But that'd be funny, though, wouldn't it? You got Indiana Jones and Minnesota Bobby. I have no idea. Walter Langston said, I need to go back to Cades Cove. Been there one time. If you do Cades Cove, you need a whole day to see it. Man, I'm going to tell you, and you won't see it. Even in one day is what I'm saying. It's like Carol and I stayed in Gatlinburg one time. We were in the Cove like 8 hours one day and then went back and we were there 8 hours the next day. It was great. Olivia Boone is in the house. I don't know Olivia Boone. DJ said Olivia is a spammer bot. Oh, well, you know what, Olivia, spam away, but not in here. DJ, I said it was a wild, wild story, but it's true. Old McDonald said only thing good west of Nashville is Hurricane Mills. I don't know Hurricane Mills.
Don't need it.
Hurricane Mills sounds like a wrestler. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the arena, Hurricane Mills. Everybody's screaming and crying. It's wonderful. I think a bot came in. I think Olivia the bot came in. Olivia Boone. Probably, you know, these bots are searching for names. You got Olivia and then Boone. I don't know anybody. You know anybody with the last name of Boone?
Nope.
It's interesting. I mean, I know Boone, North Carolina, a great place.
Right.
Wonderful place
Daniel
to visit.
Boone.
Good old Daniel Boone. There's Daniel Boone. Yeah, Daniel Boone's last name, Daniel Boone. But have you ever met like Bobby Boone?
Nope.
Tina Boone? You know, we're going to go to the Boone's house and eat tonight. Let's go to the Boone's. You ready? Old McDonald, only thing good. Oh, I already read that one. Old McDonald said Loretta Lynn's place. Hurricane. I thought, whoa. That's Loretta Lynn's place like when she made it. Okay, I got you. Because Loretta Lynn's a coal miner's daughter. I used to have to watch that movie with my papaw in the early 80s. We watched, because papaw was from Knox County, which is beside Harlan County in Kentucky. So, yeah, coal miner's daughter was playing on HBO. And my papaw would have never had HBO in his house until coal miner's daughter. And then he had to give me my HBO so that he could watch I'm Proud to Be a Coal Miner's Daughter, the Loretta Lynn story. Sissy Spacek starred in that. She won an Academy Award. Yeah, she's still, how old is Loretta Lynn? That's the question. She's got to be like 112. And she got all weird. Like she got into fortune telling and stuff. And she got really crazy. Mark says what's in the house. She's 89 years old. Mark's in the house. He said, I worked with Danny Boone at one time. No, what? Danny Boone. There you go. There's a Boone. All the Boones apparently live in the Northeast because I've not met a Boone in the South. But it doesn't, it's one of those. Maybe you know a Boone. If you know a Boone, let us know. What would a Daniel Boone want for Christmas? There's you go. Old McDonald says, great movie. It is. Listen, it is. What's his name? Who ended up? I wish I could remember his name. Playing her husband. Man, he's fantastic, and his career's done extremely well. Didn't he win an Academy Award too for his role in that? If I'm not mistaken, can't remember. The cinematography in that movie is well. They actually did a great job. I don't know how historically. Tommy Lee Jones is fantastic. One of the best roles Tommy Lee Jones ever played isn't a typical Tommy Lee Jones character. It was something he played in the movie JFK, and his character he played Clay Burchant. Yep. And man, if you know the movie I'm talking about, it's not him, and he transformed himself to play that part. And dude, he's amazing. I mean, listen, the part is despicable, but it's supposed to be. The part is raunchy, but it's supposed to be, and that's what he's portraying. Somebody's got to portray it. I think he may have been nominated for an Academy Award in that too, but he went there. You know what I'm saying? Like he actually went there. He went too far. I mean, like I was like weirded out, but you know what I'm saying? Because Carolyn and I, we watched JFK like 100 times. And I mean, JFK, Oliver Stone will tell you that JFK is not a valid conspiracy kind of movie, that he just threw everything in there that had been theorized. But goodness gracious, it's a good movie. It's just, wow, just so suspenseful. Strong's Adventure says, the park is mine. Okay, I'm lost. The park is mine. I don't know what you mean by that. Clarify. Brent G says, you didn't like him in the Men in Black? Yes, I forgot about that. And here's the thing. I didn't like I loved Men in Black 1. I thought it was genius. Spielberg did a great job, as usual. I like Men in Black 1. I didn't like Men in Black 2. It is, But when Tommy Lee Jones came back and they had this other plot, a little time travel, I thought it was good. A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was good. Then they kind of rebooted Men in Black with this, what is his name? He plays Thor. He plays Thor, and then this girl that I think played in a part with him and Thor as well, Thor Ragnarok, and it was terrible. I mean, it was just Chris Hemsworth, and then I can't remember her name, but anyway, it's terrible. It's an awful movie. And Tessa Thompson, yeah. And she's amazing. Chris is a pretty awesome actor too. I know he's a pretty boy, but he's good. He works on his acting, and you can tell it in his movies. Had nothing to do with him. It had to do with the writing. And it had nothing to do with a woman being involved. I understand we're wanting to include women in movies. That's good. I'm not against that. I'm for it. Like, yeah, women superheroes, women main characters. That's fine. But write a believable story. You can't give the woman superpowers where she's invincible. That takes away from the story. She has to have an arc. We've talked about this before. I won't bore you. The Park is Mine. Why don't I know this movie? I do not know this movie. The Park is Mine. I don't know why I don't know this movie. Walter Langston said, saw a place in Tennessee with a sign that said Daniel Boone Barn on this rock. A history marker was on the rock. Excellent. Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone came through the Cumberland Gap, leading people over into the promised land of the West. King George, to try to pacify the settlers. One of the things that was making King George and his government mad is he wanted to honor the peace treaties with the Native Americans, and the colonists weren't really doing that. So to pacify the settlements, he allowed colonists to continue to settle, and they're called the King George plots, and they're passed. You go through the Cumberland Gap, and my parents owned, and I think they're selling it now, but they owned one of the parcels of the original. Yeah. You remember the research? That was wonderful. There's a bridge there that had to have been built by His Majesty's Royal Marines. One of my first, His Majesty's, not Marines, but His Majesty's Royal Engineers. And one of my first videos on here, it's terrible. It's almost as bad as this live stream. I mean, it really is. But one of my first videos, I actually tried to show where that bridge is, and it's really interesting, and it's just wide enough for a wagon. And the little river, it was actually a river on the map. It's marked as a river, but the river then turned into a creek because of the erosion from the side of the hill, mining, logging, and etc. And it closed it to a creek, and then continued erosion covered the creek. But it was all a part of those King George plots, all because of Daniel Boone leading people over into the West. And it was interesting stuff. Billy at Strong's Adventure says, Tommy Lee Jones was in a movie called The Park is Mine, where a Vietnam. Oh, I remember that movie. That's going back, where a Vietnam vet takes over Central Park. You know what? I forgot about that movie. That's an older movie. Mark says, Cumberland Gap is a beautiful place. Well worth a visit. You know, Mark, I made a video about the Cumberland Gap. Has quite a few views, quite a few complaints, lots of dislikes. I was still learning to make videos, and it's a terrible video, but I don't remember how many. I think it's 250,000 views now, and I'm like, it still makes money. I think the other day I checked it. It was like, it made like $11 one month and $10 the next month. It's still making money. I want to take it down because I don't do conspiracy. If I do conspiracy kind of video now, it's tongue in cheek. There was something I did recently, I think last year. I can't remember where it was, but it where I talked about why the national park did something the way they did. But that's not a conspiracy video. So I try not to do conspiracy videos anymore. But Cumberland Gap is great. It's just you're going to have to hike to access any of it. I mean, that's the one thing. There's no roadway or anything, and I think that they made a mistake in that. And if you look at their visitors per year, it's pretty dismal. It's pretty dismal. So it's like I wish they had a better vision for that park. But I'm not surprised. Southeast Kentucky struggles sometimes with vision, and that goes back to the cold days. And there's a long story there. Mark, let's see. Oh, McDonald says a walk in the woods with Robert Redford and Nick Nolte about two guys walking in the Appalachian Trail. I don't remember that one. Mark says, I know about that video. I'm sure you do. I've talked about it a lot, Mark, because it's fascinating to me of how many people, because I'm talking about these conspiracies dealing with the Cumberland Gap Tunnel, and all the conspiracies are obviously bogus. Like the way I'm presenting the video, it should be so obvious over the top that, look, can't prove any of this stuff. There's some stuff in there that okay, there are tunnels there. We know that grandparents and uncles and aunts and everybody have explored all of those tunnels. And the stories of that are kind of universal in that area. It's just that you get different variations of how big these tunnels were. And that's where you get into imagination and false memories and all that kind of stuff. But there's nothing really conspiracy oriented there. The comparison that I make in the tunnel is comparing the Cumberland Gap Tunnel to like the tunnel on I-40. That's not far away from the Cumberland Gap Tunnel, and it doesn't have any of the security or anything that the Cumberland Gap Tunnel has. And I want to understand that. Like, why is there such a difference? And what I believe is that the I-40 tunnel is older, and they just didn't prepare for any of that. I don't know. I know that I had Park Service people comment on that video. You know, I reached out to them to make another video, but they wouldn't go for it. Billy says, you know that video you did that's awesome? The one about Opryland. He's always talking about the Opryland video. I need to make another Opryland video, but I can't even get the last video. We are so busy at the church, which is good, but I've not been able to sit down and finish that video about me cooking on the Dutch oven the other night. And I can't wait because it's going to be so fun, you know, to make it's silly and sarcastic and stuff, but it's a lot of fun. Bringy's Old McDonald says, about 5 years ago, very funny. DJ posted controversial video.
I'm pretty sure it's your Cumberland. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Walter Lang says, want to see that one. At Walter, it's there. It's available for all. But yeah, speaking of DJ, if you just come in, I want to say this one more time. I know many of you have already contributed, but we're still a long way away. DJ is a friend of the channel, and he's a friend of a lot of channels. We know him. We have vetted his information here. He's needing to come up with $1,800 to get his car from Firestone. They fixed his car, but due to life circumstances, he is unable to pay for the car. You should set aside money every year to give and try to give to somebody in need. And man, there's nobody more deserving than DJ. So if you can, listen, if you can write a check for the whole thing, write a check for the whole thing. He's gotten a little help, but we're still a long way away. So give as much as you can, but don't be depressed if all you can give is X amount. You know, if that's all you can give, that's fine. But try to help as much as you can. We only have about, I think last night we had at one point we had 17 concurrent visitors. Tonight it goes up and down, and you really don't know your counts until later. So we have a great community in here, and that's why I keep pushing this, is because you guys are amazing. And the truth of the matter is if 18 people gave $100, my goodness, it'd be paid off. I mean, it's that simple. So I do appreciate it. Thank you so much to give. It's not for me. And you know what? I should ask y'all how many YouTubers, do you know, Carolyn, how many YouTubers, they have their hand out every video. Yep. And it's like, I want to go, does that work? And I'm thinking, y'all don't know. They must not know our community, because our community be like, Bill, you need to get a life. We love you, man, but not that much. You're like, where's your apple butter? Sell your apple butter. Help your church out. But we don't love. No, we are going to offer this coming year. We did get approved for a partnership to help us kind of elevate our game. And we are going to ask for your help for that. That's next year or at the end of this year. And we'll talk about that. That's something to where you can be more involved with our channel, and we can have a lot of fun, and we can have a great time. But that we're relying on you to make that happen. And YouTube has approved it. YouTube is a strange place. If you've never been involved with YouTube, it's a strange place. I love working with YouTube, but it's weird. You never know how things actually work. You never know how many of your videos get out there. Less than 25% of the people that watch our videos and hit the like button and comment, less than 25% are subscribed. That's insane. So always make sure you're subscribed to our channel, that you've clicked the bell for notifications. I know I'm not trying to hit you up right now, but it wouldn't hurt to make sure that you're subscribed and you've hit the bell for notifications, because here's the thing. For some reason, we get more people from the recommended page than we do from our own subscribers. And I've never been able to understand that. And I'm trying to catch up in the comments here. Walter Langston said, where I live, people think there's a top secret something near my house. I'm thinking what you're saying there. Mark says it says, just want you to know, Bill, I passed over Salty Crackers live chat to be here tonight, as you should have. You should have been. I've never heard of Salty Cracker, but man, you don't need that much salt. Crackers have a lot of salt. Man, your blood pressure will go up. Hey, but that's the weird thing. Have you guys heard lately that salty things aren't bad for you? I've heard that lately. Have you? That as long as it's like sea salt, rock salt, it's not as bad for you. I don't know. Walter Langston says, oh, wait a minute. Billy at Strong's Adventure says, there is a big difference between an e-beggar and folks that need money. An e-beggar. Wait a minute. E-beggar is great. Man, Billy comes up with some of the funniest stuff when it comes to YouTube. It's hysterical. You would think he would have a YouTube channel. Oh, wait. He does. And it's an awesome channel. It's Billy. It's at Strong's Adventure. Billy and Rhonda, their videos are cute. They're funny. The thing with YouTube is you always feel like you know somebody when you watch their stuff. And I feel like I know Billy personally. It's like, never met him, but we've known each other on YouTube for a long time. So it's like when I watch their videos, I'm like, hey, I know where that is. Where's the trailer in there? Where's where the fifth wheel? I'm looking for it. It's just hysterical. But he's a great guy. So make sure you check out his channel too. Walter Langston has a channel that he's trying to grow and get off the, get it off the ground. I do not know how to pronounce your name, but I am going to try it. Gordo Magro. Is that close? He said, nice hat. Thank you. I made it myself. Okay. I didn't make it myself, but I got it at Union College. My daughter was going there. This was supposed to be my alma mater. Most of my college credits are from Union until I transferred back in 2003 to Wesleyan to finish. But I love Union. Union is just a wonderful school for collegiality. Nice hat, Gordo Margot says. Bringy said some YouTubes get a lot of money. That's their official business and rely wholly on their subscribers to donate via super stickers, etc. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, Bryn. I put out as much content as they do. Come on, Carolyn, help me out here. They're putting out 1 or 2 videos a week. I'm putting out 1 or 2 videos a week, but they beg for money. I'm just saying, I'm just saying I could do that. Yeah, but Bill, you're a preacher. Okay, I'm a preacher, but I'm also a YouTuber, which my peers don't understand. I've got pastors everywhere. They're like, I don't get what you're doing on YouTube. I'm like, I'm sorry. Anyway, Strong's Adventure says, thank you, DJ. Posting a link there to Billy at Strong's Adventures. So yeah, I'm going to, I need to be an e-beggar, Bryn. I do. I'm going to start asking like every 2 minutes in my videos, hey, if you'll subscribe, if you'll hit the like button, subscribe, and consider it, because we are going to offer partnerships. We are to help us. I mean, this would be great because we don't make a lot of money from YouTube. We basically make a tank of gas or 2 a month. And so I want to get rich. And I figure if I can get 100 partners, give $100 a month, I'm just saying it could happen. How much is it? I don't even know how much that is. $10,000 a month. Yeah, sounds good. Meant to say military base. I think there is a military base near you, Walter. You never know. Reggie says, I understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to defend them by any means. I subscribe, like, and comment. That is the best I can do for anyone. Brent, you're just going to have to do more.
Oh,
I'm playing. Because Carolyn will hit me if I say, Brent, we love you so much that we need to give you money. We adore you. Brent watches every single video, comments on every video, likes every video. We just love her to death and think the world of her. So y'all know I'm being funny anyway. I'm just grateful people watch our stuff, and it's thrilling because it gives us, from my perspective, it's given me a chance to learn a skill. I didn't grow up like most of you, everyone in here, I'm assuming, except maybe DJ. I didn't grow up in this video editing era. So I'm having to learn things from scratch. And there's some things I want to do in the near future that I have to learn how to capture certain things and things like light. Like, how does light work with digital? And how do I capture this image? And YouTube gives me the great opportunity to do that. And I'm thankful for it. And the fact that people watch and they comment. Gary Millwood isn't in here tonight, but Gary's always like nice music. It gives me a place to kind of release that creative side as well. And it's helped us. It's helped us in church because we do video announcements now in our church. I'd have never known how to do that. So I make our video announcements in church. Like, really? Bill Marion makes video announcements. It's just crazy to me. So Strong's Adventure says, when you say partner with YouTube, what you're actually talking about is at Bill Marion. Yes, you need to partner with YouTube at Bill Marion. Please send your check or money. Oh, nobody sends checks or money order. What am I saying? You don't do that anymore. I'm so old. Please send your checks and money order. Of course, if I keep this up, the white beard, I'm thinking about dyeing this. What do y'all think, guys? Dyeing it back to red? Yeah, I know. That's just over the top. I think the appeal to our channel and what we always want to accomplish, and I mean this, and I've talked to Toby because Toby's not in here tonight, the Kilted Adventurer. He's not in here. I don't think he is. He may be hiding somewhere. But one of the things that I always tell him is that, look, you need to do what YouTube does. And when I'm friend coaching him as far as his channel and stuff, I believe that his channel, I'm serious. I believe his channel is going to hit big. I think he's got a great niche. He's got just a great thing going. The kilt thing. He's in the South. It's just, I get it. And he's already got a community. He's got a lot of people overseas that is watching his stuff already. It's going to be great. So there's a lot of things I'm coaching him to do that I don't feel comfortable doing. Partnering, yes, you need to partner with me. But when I say partner, I'm talking like $1 a month. But at the same time, I get as much out of YouTube making videos as I get more making videos out of, satisfaction that people do watching our videos. It's really hard to put money in the mix and to put a dollar amount on how much I have to. We would make videos regardless. Like, what if I got shut down on YouTube? That would be the thing. It's like, where do I put my videos now? Because I'm not going to stop making videos. Yeah. It's a weird thing. I thought about starting a store. We talked about having product the other night. And one of the things is I need somebody, I know this sounds terrible. I need somebody to take a cut of the product and put it on our channel. Do you realize how many decisions they make you make on these apps to put a sweater on there? Man, I was trying to put mountains on a sweater because do you remember if you were in here the other night, Bren, you were one of them. We were all designing and talking. It was great. We're going to have sweaters, or it's not sweaters, but hoodies. Yeah. And so I immediately went to my computer. And as you're going through your computer and you're opening this file and you're opening that file and all of a sudden you realize, man, you're having to do this great function and none of it works right. It's all convoluted and stupid. I don't understand who designs these things. It's as simple as pick a color, in my opinion. And you should just write down, I want mountains and this spelled out on it. What's the problem? This is the fabric I want. I don't understand why it's so convoluted. It's weird. So I need somebody to step up. DJ, we need to talk. I don't know how you could partner with somebody to say, hey, look, you do the designs, you do this, you take a cut of it, and we're going to put it on this channel here. Why can't we do it that way? I don't know. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be awesome. Junior Foreman said, send me $100 of seed money, and I'm sure God will multiply it tenfold, hardy har har. 100-fold. Well, here's the 100-fold. I do believe in seed time and harvest, but, this is a business, and I believe that goes into the church. You need to pay your tithes. You need to help your church, but this ain't church. And so I know you're not saying that because I know your sense of humor, I know your sense of humor. So please don't think I was throwing that at you, but I do believe God blesses us when we give and when we give in the right place and in the fertile ground. That's the shaky thing I feel about this partner thing. You know what I'm saying? Because this isn't, look, we talk about Jesus like I would talk about Jesus on the job. People say you can't talk about religion on the job. I'm like, tough, because I'm saved. Christ changed my life. He transformed me. I'm going to talk about him all the time. So occasionally we're going to talk about Christ on YouTube videos, on a live stream, because that is who I am. But this isn't what you would call, Christian entertainment or whatever. I'm a Christian and it's an entertainment travel kind of channel, but it's not a partner with me, seed time harvest kind of thing. I don't think it is. Somebody can say something. I don't know. Walter Langston. Wait a minute. Says, Carolyn Marion, please read my comments. Did I miss one?
No, I think that it has something to do with when he mentioned the whole, what you're actually, partnering with YouTube, what you're actually means partnering with Bill there. But the problem is, I'm tired tonight. I'm slow, and I don't think I get it.
Okay. Well, here's what he says down here. He's first Junior Foreman said absolutely, and then he said, "I thought y'all were all monetized. We are. We've been monetized for like 4 years. And we do all well. I'm talking about where you join the channel. Okay, so they got this new thing YouTube does where you get so many, you know, you earn your by watch time and whatever the algorithm says. I think the algorithm is bogus. I think it's really just little people smoking in a room making these decisions. But so then you put a join button on there, and you can join. And for extra, you have to make extra content. And if you make extra content for the people that they I'm calling them partners, but I don't know if you'd call them partner. I don't know. But if you join up, then, you know, $1 a month or so. I think the minimum that I set was $4.99. That was just hitting buttons. You know, honest to goodness, because it said, do you want to have this little program? You're qualified for it. And I said this the other night. I was like, yes, I want to have this program. It sounds good. And they've been on my case by their little messages. You know what I'm talking about, Billy? They put these little messages. Hey, you need to try this. It could generate more income. And they bombard you with these. And then they made me wait 24 hours while they reviewed my channel. And I'm like, wait a minute, you sent me the invitation. Why you got to review my channel when you've sent me? Well, okay, whatever. So when it was time to like set everything up, I just started hitting buttons. I had no idea. But one of the things that I hit was it's $4.99 to be a part, $4.99 a month, $4.99 a month. What can you get for what kind of value can you give to somebody for? I don't know. I don't know how much $4.99. So you get special content that regular subscribers don't get. I don't know. Maybe a live stream. Maybe that I do live streams just for partners. But really, you got to pay $5 for this? Look, if you pay $5 for this, you need to go to DJ's page right now. Because look, I love you. I love talking to you, but I love that it's free for all of us. It's free for me to be here right now. It's free for you. That is a great thing. So, but if you're wanting to throw money, you know, just throw money. Man, DJ is needing help. And I guess that's the whole thing with Billy going back to the partner. We've been monetized since 2018, 19, 20, 3 years. And so, yeah, I was monetized, and then they took it away from me because they changed the rules. 6 months later, we met the qualifications, and there you go. We reached the 10,000 subscriber mark this year in January. And we have averaged gaining 2,000 subscribers a year or more. This year, not so much. This year, we've not gained quite 1,000 subscribers. And I don't know. I thought our content was great. Some of it, and maybe not some of it. I don't know. Is it called members? Am I messing up, Billy? Sorry. It's called members, partners, members, suckers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen. Because, you know, in my future videos, I'm going to be talking about being a member, but I'm going to have to put in there money just so you guys understand that, you know, it's one of those things that you're like, oh, okay, this is working for people, so I'm going to do it. But I wouldn't want somebody like Bryn G like hurt, you know what I'm saying? Because she's such a sweetheart. It's like, can you not make Bryn G a member anyway? Like, I mean, because she's such a sweet person. Obi-Wan said, that's a shame. Where's Juan at? I can't find Juan. Juan said, I'm not talking tonight because I still have not received my Dutch oven. Listen, Juan, you're not getting your Dutch. I mean, you're not getting that Dutch oven. Oh, I love Juan. He's just awesome. DJ's like, members. I think that's what they're called. Yes, sir. I had it wrong. Mark says, Juan, stand your ground, mister. I think Juan's going to end up coming to Virginia and staying with us and hanging out because he's awesome. I think the world of Juan. Juan's another one of those guys like Bryn, who just did an awesome, Billy is another one. David Lowe just came in here. D Lowe's good to see you tonight, buddy. But so many of those guys that we make videos, and I've said this before when we started Vlogmas, when we make videos, we have y'all in mind. Like, it's like, would they like this? Would they like this? Yeah. So when you talk about the legitimacy of a relationship that you can have this way, I've changed my opinion. Years ago, I said, no, it's fake. It's this. But now it's like, no, I don't know, because we actually have fun memories and feelings. I think a relationship is what you make it. And if anything, I think sometimes it takes away some of the fake by taking away false obligations and friendships that really shouldn't be there, like the membership thing. You know, oh, if you like me, you'll be a member. Stop it. You know, it's one of those. You know, it's like, no, I love this person. They're amazing. You know, and so that's kind of the attitude that we have. David Delo says prayer partners. Can you partner with us? And I believe in all that stuff, but that's not what this is. You know, and you guys know that. I think I've made that point. And that's a part of the reason why I've avoided that all these years, because I am a pastor and I don't want to come across the same way I would in the pulpit when you are receiving an offering. I don't want to come across the same way because it would seem weird and unethical. And I don't know. I'm gonna have the button on there. I'm gonna mention it. And then if people do it, they do it. And I'm gonna blame YouTube because YouTube kept recommending it. You need to try the partner thing. It's like, okay, why don't you just notify my subscribers when I release a video? Because you don't do that. Oh, did I say that out loud? I did. Strong's Adventure says you didn't gain subs because you didn't do another Opryland video. Look, Nashville. Okay, here's the problem about doing another because I could. You see, that's easy money, and I know that. When I go to Tennessee, like I went to Tennessee last month. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go see D-Lo. D-Lo lives down there. We've been friends for 25 years. I love him to death. We're very close. Kilted Adventure Toby lives down there. I'd love to go hiking. I could go on and on. But the grandbaby's down there. My kids are down there. It's like all of the time goes to them because we don't get to see them. So it's difficult to okay, I'm going to go to Athens and hang out with D-Lo. I'm going to do you want to do those things. But I'd have to be down there like 2 or 3 weeks, you know, to get all of that in. So I'm always telling people, come see me. Come here to see me.
Yeah, because grandbaby's always going to take preference.
So if you go to Chattanooga to say, okay, I'm going to go to Nashville to Opry Mills or to that whole area and make another Opryland video for easy views, easy clicks, easy likes, easy shares, because it is an easy tag. Opryland, people are going to hit that, especially in our age group. But I've got to take a day or 2 to make that happen. But boy, I can make a better video now. I mean, you know, I look at that Opryland video. I make such better videos now than I did then. I was just starting. I didn't know what I was doing. It's like, let's try this. You know, I was just glad I could separate audio. You know, I was like, I can separate audio. Look, baby. And now, you know, I'm shooting with a better camera. I shoot in 4K at 60 FPS. I didn't know what FPS was. I thought that was a disease somebody got. I didn't know. It's crazy. Brent G says, thank you. That makes me feel good. We love you, Brent. Now you got to be a member though. DJI says, Mark, you are a great man. Yes, he is. Old McDonald said, I am Athens, born and raised, live in Kingston now. Hard to marry out of town. Had to marry out of town. Well, in Athens, that's possible. Listen, I lived in Athens. David, if you're still in here, D-Lo, I lived in Athens 5 years. David lived actually out in the county, in McMinn County, in this crazy house. He's got a beautiful home now. But at the time, he had just got married, and he lived in this, I called it a haunted house. It was just insane, but it was still cool. Because those fields out there, those Mayfield farms and all that stuff out there, man, they're just gorgeous. Athens, great place, very close to the places I love and still hold dear to my heart. The Unicoi Mountains over there, the Hiwassee River, and you're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from crossing the mountain into the Sequatchie Valley and what is it, Pikeville in Pikeville, Tennessee. Juan Thomas got a sad face. Walter Langston said, when starting YouTube, you pass the world. If you get new phone number, YouTube will not let you update.
No, write down your password.
Yeah, I connect mine to Google. And so Google, if you got to do your verifications and stuff, but you can usually get your password back if you're connected to Google. DJ says, Mark, you're a great man. Junior Foreman says, the main reason I started watching Nose for Life is because you show me places I can ride my Harley. Honestly, that's, you know, yes. A lot of people say that. We've had a lot of people they'll inbox, which I love. You know, we love that. However, I will say this: it's better to. I know people want to reach out in a personal level because they're like, "Look, I need to really talk about this." I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this other guy who was actually in the chat room the other night because I almost said this and forgot about it. But it's like I want to say, add some stuff in the comments. That way, I show up more in your boxes when we release videos. But I get a lot of inboxes from people like you that ride motorcycles, Jeeps. And they want details. They want details. Hey, where's the nearest hotel? Where's this? And we would love to facilitate that more. I thought about starting a website to accompany. We had a website to accompany our YouTube channel. The problem is time. These things take time. And that goes back to what Brendan was saying is like these people are full-time YouTubers, whatever. And it's like, I am so proud and honored and tickled that we have done what we've done on YouTube. It's like I look and go, because we haven't done what all the full-time YouTubers do. And yet we still make a little money. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, we've made like 300 plus videos and I have a blast. Some of you have a blast. So it's always a good time. So yeah, we love that. We love finding a road and saying, hey, this is a new road. We need to talk about this road, where this is. One of the things I've started doing on my videos, and this is what Vlogmas really was supposed to be about, but of course it's more fun just to go off on tangents, is to talk about our videos and the past, how we make videos, not the how-to, but why we do some of the things we do. Something that I do often, and that if you are looking for great places, is pay attention to those maps, man. I'm trying to throw hints sometimes. I mean, there are sometimes where I put a note on those maps where if somebody is really interested in an area, let's say Highland Scenic Highway, there is a note, a hint on the map to say, don't go this direction because it's bad. But you got to be paying attention, because I don't want to say that on the videos. It's one of those, there are things all through my videos, inside jokes. D-Lo, I don't know if you're still in here, but you're I don't know how many times I've said things or put things in the map just for you, because we, kind of grew up in our early 20s together, had some good and bad times together too. But just put little inside jokes in them, for you guys, or just for anybody who's paying close attention. And I don't mean stuff that's obvious. Like I said, maps or certain things I'm filming, some of the words that are in the background, some of the people that are in the background, some of like the way they're dressed or whatever, just hilarious stuff, in my opinion. I don't make fun of people, don't get me wrong, just stuff. Oh, McDonald said Bald River Falls. Amen. Bald River Falls is awesome. Mark says, thank you, DJ. I'm only as good as God makes me. Me too, Mark. Every day I appreciate you looking out for this channel. You're a great man as well. Man, DJ is awesome, and we're going to work with DJ more. I just don't know how yet. We're going to figure out how to work with more, because this guy's creative. He's fun. He's a nice guy. We think the world of him. We had talked about that a few years ago. And I don't want to give out his real name in here, but if you go to his website or go to the GoFundMe page to help him out, you'll see his name and it'll be there. Billy Strong's Adventure says, once again, Bill, off topic, say it ain't so. But we love that. Bill, are you getting a Jeep soon or not? Don't know if I have to unsubscribe. Here's the thing. I want to fix the transmission in my truck. I mean, that's kind of we're having to put that on. It's December. We have a car, but actually the car's, I guess you call it a loaner. I mean, we were about to go rent a car while the truck got fixed. One of our members was like, don't do that. We got 15 cars laying around. So they let us use one, and we're just like, man, it's like $5,000, $4,600. And I'm not poor mouthing, guys. I'm blessed. So don't misunderstand this. It's just a matter of going, okay, we got to put it in the shop, but then they have to order the transmission. So you order the transmission. That's going to take 2 weeks. So by the time it's fixed, it's going to be the middle of January, essentially, is what we're talking about. By the time it's done, it'll be the middle of January. After that, I want a Jeep, because one of the things, the truck went 40,000 miles over its expectation for its transmission. So it actually did great. I'm proud of that truck. We've had that thing on every mountain in our region and others. Yes. We have driven the wheels off that thing 3 times. We've had that truck 4 times. We've had 3 sets of tires on it. I am not kidding. Yes. And we have driven all the videos that you see. That's the truck. We love that truck, but it has paid its dues. It needs a paint job. There's all these things. And I'm due a new vehicle. It's time to get a new vehicle. So pretty sure it's going to be a Jeep, because I need to be able to go on roads that I want to go. I'm tired of having to be careful in the truck to make sure that we can drive it the next day. I've been waiting on that a long time. Junior Foreman says, been there, Old McDonald's. Sorry. Walter Lane says, 36 and not married, can't even get a date. Maybe someday I'll meet someone. Walter, we'll pray that God sends you the right person. Man is not meant to dwell alone. So you got to pray him in. Make a list of everything you want in a wife. This is what I did to meet Carolyn. I'm not kidding you. I wrote down everything that I desired, that I wanted her to look like and everything. And I prayed, and I'm not kidding. She'll tell you 3 weeks later, I met Carolyn. That is how that worked. Not kidding. Brent G says, and that poor truck has been through the deep woods. Right, Carolyn?
Oh, girl.
She's girl. Mark says, it said, sell the truck and the loaner and then get what you want. Well, Well, guys, it's been over an hour. I love being with you guys. You're wonderful. And every time we get to talk, it's great. This is Vlogmas 12. And we've made it to what we have made it essentially to the halfway point, because tomorrow night's special. Tomorrow night is special. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss tomorrow at 9 o'clock. You need to clear your schedule right now, as we would say in the Deep South, right now. Clear your schedule. You say tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, I got to be here. Then you share it. You get other people in here. Listen to me. Listen to me. Look at me. Look at my eyes. You share it. We all come together because I got a great topic. I've got a topic that is just, it's awesome. So you need to be here tonight, tomorrow night, 9-ish. And then you share it with other people. Say, get in the chat room and stay for an hour because we're going to have a great time. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Merry Thanksgiving. All that stuff. Happy Hanukkah. But Hanukkah is over now, from what I understand. But I want you guys to have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye. It's crazy.